All right, to take this further, we are now being joined by political campaign advisor Dilip Cherian from New Delhi. Mr. Cherian, good to see you. We have been speaking to you even before elections, during elections, and of course, you know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi proudly stood for months eyeing the 400 mark that we heard from him time and again. Today, it looks like the BJP will not even hit the majority mark on themselves. To what extent, and if you think it does, dents Modi's image?
I think that there is no doubt the 400 mark was a mark deliberately set too far. Did that impact the elections? The answer seems to be from most analysts that that itself created a kind of lack of pressure on people to go out and vote. To your question as to whether this will dent the Modi government when it is formed, and if it is formed, the answer is yes, to the extent that it will look like a government that had not achieved what it had promised at the electoral stage. Whether it will succeed will depend a lot on what it delivers in terms of what it actually implements. In terms of the image of Modi, yes, there is a dent, and that is really what the debate seems to be tonight, and that may change altogether by tomorrow if they are able to cobble together what is needed to make for a stable government.
All right. We will quickly tell our viewers, these are some live visuals coming in from the BJP headquarters in New Delhi, where we are being told that the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now arrived and he's expected to make an address to the rally. All right, Mr. Cherian, if we could pick from what you were saying, pick from there. In 2019, India witnessed a Modi wave where many people voted for the BJP because of Modi. They didn't really even understand who they were voting for. Like on the state level, I would suggest they were voting for Modi. We don't see anything close to that happening right now. What went wrong in the last 5 years?
That the tsunami of support in 2019 was a nationalist support. Remember, it happened straight after the Pulwama incident, etc. So, in a sense, the country rallied together to focus on one prime minister, one strong government. Right. The message this time, in terms of the victories that Akhilesh has had, Mamta has had, what we've seen in Maharashtra, is that the country recognizes that it is the sum of a whole bunch of parts. And I think the parts have expressed the feeling that their needs, their aspirations, and their leadership, their choice of leadership is different. So while there is a certain unified large party which has won the largest number of seats, the fact is that the country has said there are other forces, and we recognize that those are part of our polity.
Mr. Cherian, let's read into that through one constituency in India. The consecration ceremony of the Ram Temple happened in Ayodhya this January, awfully close to the elections. Remember, the opposition had boycotted it. Cut to today, BJP's candidate has lost the constituency.
The aspiration of the young voter, the female voter, and the voter who is often the mother of both the young female and the young male has shifted from two things. They recognize that temples are part of their civilizational, cultural, and religious milieu. What they expect a government to do is matters which are not related to this. And they did not want to see the temple as the result of a governmental effort. It is expected, and in India, religion is always a socio-cultural issue. And while kings and queens may have been part of the ritual of creating temples, it was always people who created temples. So I think that perhaps the message that the average voter in Uttar Pradesh, and I understand what you're talking about and the loss in Ayodhya, but the average voter in Uttar Pradesh, the average voter in Himachal Pradesh, in Uttarakhand, etc., please note that while the BJP has won phenomenally in both Uttarakhand and Himachal and lost very badly in Uttar Pradesh, the percentage of vote lost in many of these places is a story which will be untangled only afterwards when analysis is being done.
Right, you make a fair point there. Mr. Cherian, do you see this as a comeback of the opposition in India?
I think the opposition has a long way to go. It has lots of work to do, but it has had a flying start, as it were, because this is the first time that they've actually cooperated, worked together, and been able to divide seats in some manner of both equity as well as in terms of being able to make sure that cross-voting didn't happen against their own candidates.
All right, then let's take that point further. What lies ahead for the opposition in terms of challenges? Rahul Gandhi just told the media that there is a high-stakes meeting tomorrow where the Congress leaders are meeting with all the India bloc members. So what lies ahead, sir?
I think they will talk. They will agree to be in the opposition. That's my call at the moment. And my sense is that that will be the smart thing for them to do, because the numbers seem to favor having an NDA government.
All right, Mr. Cherian, always good to speak to you. Thank you so much for all those insights.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.